Protect yourself and your family from unexpected challenges. Consider accident-only income protection. Click the link in the description to find out more.
Boxing King Media in association with SaveMoreMoney.com. Delighted to be joined by, I won't say Peter Fury, but you look a lot lighter and I don't want to use the word smarter, but you look slim and trim. That's what I was looking for. Looking very healthy, Peter.
Yeah, I've been trying, doing a bit of exercise, eating right, and a bit of time off. I've been doing something useful with it, spending a bit of time on myself as well. So yeah, it's good.
I know you've been in France for a good few months. How was your stay there? What did you get up to day to day? And clearly there's a secret to all your weight loss. I don't know if you want to share that with people. French food?
French food, yeah. No, plenty of exercise on the bikes and stuff, bit of jogging and just eating sensible. Just getting the weight down, and that's it really.
All right. Spoke to your son Hughie. You announced it a few weeks ago that he's going to be back in February. He looks well. He's back fighting fit in the gym, and it looks like he's raring to get out there. Where is he with regards to fitness and all that kind of stuff? Because I did say to him who he'd want to fight, and he name dropped Derek Chisora.
It doesn't matter, he's his own man. He wants to fight who he wants to fight. Don't matter to me who he is. He started sparring, and he's just picking up that now. And he'll fight in February.
Yeah, when I spoke to him last time, it was literally, seems like yesterday, 6 months ago. One of the things he said to me was that if anything ever happened to my dad, I'd give up boxing tomorrow. And that was quite it kind of touched me in a way, because I thought that's not many fighters would say that. It's it shows the kind of bond you guys have got together. I don't know if you want to elaborate on that, because that was quite a deep statement for him to make.
Well, he's your son, isn't it? So he's done his whole journey with me, hasn't he? From the amateur days through to where he is today. So he's he's gone through the mill with bits of things outside of the ring, but he's back and he wants to fight all the journeymen. So we might as well learn off the journeyman, and then when he's ready he can step up. But he ain't going to fight many journeymen. He's maybe one or two, and then he's back in the mix.
And the other thing outside boxing as well, and as I've said to you before, I find it fascinating that people have got this, I'll call it a misconception about the entire Fury clan, that you sometimes may come across as loud or whatever, but I've spoken to all of you off camera, and I find it amazing how you all have this amazing respect where when you speak to people, you don't really judge people based on who they are or what they've done, etc. And that goes for you, all your sons, John and all his sons. It kind of runs through the entire family. I just want to see if you can share where them values come from. I know you've told me before about your dad and your upbringing.
I just do my own thing. I'm a polite person, and I like good people, and that's it. Nobody likes ignorance, do they? So that's just the way it is.
I like that, Peter. So with regards to Hughie, is it February definitely the date, and is he still with Boxer promotion-wise?
Yeah, he's still a boxer. It's definitely going to be February, and he's working to it now. He's back in the gym, taking over, and yeah, it's all good. So I want to get him back in the ring, get him fighting, and we'll see how it goes.
And in regards to Savannah, I know there was suggestion that she's going to have an MMA fight. What's the latest with her?
We don't know. They're talking of a possible fight for Savannah March, April. So I don't know whether she's going to take the MMA fight or the boxing fight. So we have to see. So I've not really spoke about it that much. So she'll definitely be boxing next year.
Now that you've lost all this weight, you must be ready to take on more fighters. There's a few new faces in your gym. Do you want to elaborate? I know I just spoke to James Dean, your nephew, a very talkative young lad who seems to have taken inspiration from you.
Yeah, has he?
That's what he said.
Listen, he's doing well, and he's very pleased with James Dean. He's won 2 national titles back to back, and I'm very happy with his progress. And he's definitely one to watch for the future, for sure. He will turn over at 20. And that's it. I'm very happy, I'm very happy with him. He's got a good future. And I've got a few fighters in here, and we're just working away. Hard work pays off, as they say.
It definitely does. you've obviously been out the picture for a while because obviously you've been away. Any fights in that time that you've seen that have intrigued you or you've enjoyed watching? I know you still watch a lot of boxing.
To be honest with you, I've not watched a lot of boxing, and I've just been. I'm most interested in my own little circle. I've got my own fighters here. I work with them, and when the time's coming to put the work in, I'll put the work in. And when it's not, then I'm not involved in boxing. I come out of it. When I was over in France, obviously, I've been training Hughie over there. Getting him in condition, starting him back and stuff. So that's very easy because it's my son, isn't it? And it's family, so it's easy to do that with him. But normally, when fights ain't on, then why speak when there's no fights? What am I going to speak about? So it's one of them. Let's get down to business. Let's get them fighting, and that's what I'm interested in. I'm not interested in anything else. I don't want to be a social media prostitute. I just want to get on, get the fighters doing the best they can, and that's it. Punch each other up, and hopefully have a good win and go home.
And get paid, most importantly. I want to talk to you about this Day of Reckoning card we've got coming up. Some big heavyweight dust-ups on there. Joseph Parker, you've got previous experience with regards to Hughie fighting him. What do you make of that whole Wilder Joseph Parker fight? Intriguing fight?
Yeah, I think listen, they're heavyweights, and listen, anything can happen in the heavyweight division. And they're all good fights. There's a lot of good fights on that card. There is a very poor fight on that card, but I'm not going to say because I don't want to piss in anybody's chips, So it is what it is. But there's one fight on there that ain't even worth toilet roll, in my opinion. But I'm not going to say what it is. The boxing people should know anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure people elaborate in the comments. I've got to speak to you about Jarrell Miller. It was a big talking point, him being given that opportunity to fight in Saudi because obviously his history. Obviously, he's fighting Daniel Dubois, who's coming off that controversial loss to Usyk. What do you make of that pairing and the fact that Miller's got the opportunity?
I think that's a good matchup. I think that's a good fight, and that'll probably test both of them. So that's a 50-50 fight. That's a good fight.
Anthony Joshua is fighting Otto Wallin, and I spoke to a lot of people in the industry. Most are saying Otto Wallin's potential banana skin opponent. What do you think?
I haven't seen much of Wallin, but he's a southpaw. He doesn't look a big puncher, so I don't think there's much danger there. So I think it's listen, you never can tell, but I think he'll probably come through that Joshua with no real issues.
Another big talking point, and a lot of people had opinions on it, was Aegis just decided to train with Ben Davison for this fight, and I understand the reasonings are because of the time difference from Texas to Saudi. It's like a plus 10-hour difference, and they've got 5-6 weeks before the fight, and Derek has got Ryan Garcia fighting in December. So I just want to ask you about your thoughts on Ben Davison being chosen to be the guy to guide him through this next phase.
Well, if they know each other and it's comfortable and it works for them, then it works. I don't see a problem. He's a young fella, he's ambitious as well, so why not? If he feels comfortable and he knows he's boxing, why not? It's as good a matchup as any.
A lot of people, there's those contrasting opinions. Some people say you're chopping and changing trainers after and blaming ex-trainers. Obviously he's not done that, but then the other thought process is that do you really actually, is anything negative about it? But surely you're picking up different things from different trainers, and at some point you kind of collectively use all that. There's two arguments here.
I wouldn't say so. You can't be a jack of all trades, and you got to stick to what you got at. Yeah, you might pick the odd thing up, but then you get lost because you don't know which dial to use. You get lost in it. So there's an expression where you can have too much information, and end up with none. So listen, this boxing's a fine balance. You either know what you're doing on a world level or you don't. So that's it. And the thing is, you can know too much information and try and take too much stuff in. What's irrelevant that ain't going to suit you anyway. Fighters is like a fingerprint. We've all got our own DNA. You're different. He's different. Every fighter in this gym is different. They've got different things to work on. So you got to know what you're working on.
And Just from your perspective, you know, what do you think the fight on that card, which fight stands out to you the most, the one you're most looking forward to?
They're all interesting. The Wilder Parker fight's interesting. Joshua Welling's interesting. The other one, Miller, they're interesting. You know, who else is on there?
Arslan Black Makhmudov fighting Caballero. I think he was a European heavyweight champion.
That's a very good fight. I'm definitely interested in that. Caball's a good boxer. He's a decent fighter. He's no mug. So let's see where the other fella's at. He's a big, strong lump. He can dig, but let's see. Let's see what, you know, Caballero could come through that fight. But I don't know much about the other one. I haven't seen much of him.
I was saying to Hughie earlier, within the next 12 months, you know, that there's every potential that the heavyweight belts could be scattered everywhere. So if and when he got the opportunity, I'm sure you'd open doors for him fighting in Saudi, because it seems that them guys just want the heavyweight fights and 50-50 dust-ups.
You know, with Hughie, he's coming back in February, and we'll see what's what. But you know, he's not going to be fighting any journeyman and then coming up and saying he's a world champion, is he? So he's going to fight one or two journeymen, probably one. You know, and he's straight in. We've got a routine for Hughie, and the people that's being ducked are not going to be ducked, because he's going to look to get them. So that's where we are. He ain't coming back to waste any time. He ain't coming back to learn on the job. He's not coming back. He's just going to have one fight, because he's been out over 2.5 years. And after that one fight, it's an open book. Anybody can step it in with him.
Good stuff, Peter. As always, I appreciate your time. Thank you for inviting me to your gym. I think I'd like to just leave it on. I don't know if I always like to ask you for a message of positivity, because there's a lot of shit going on in the world at the moment. And I don't know if you've got a message of a message of peace or goodness for the people out there.
How can we get peace when little children's being blown to bits? How can we get peace when a bomb's landing out the sky on buildings and blowing little children to pieces? And you know, men and women are looking at little kids blown in pieces in their arms. Where's the peace in that? Where's God involved in that? He ain't involved in that. This is just evil acts. And you know, I don't know who's evil and who's not. I'm not picking sides here, but what I'm saying is, two wrongs don't make a right. If my family got wiped out and I'm coming for revenge, I wouldn't go to the kids. That'd be my view, because they're innocent children. What the parents do, what families do, doesn't really matter. Never ever go to the children, you know, and wipe people out. You know, it's wrong, isn't it? Listen, where can you make right of it? So where's the peace today? I don't know. I think we're drifting further and further away. And I think a lot of it is down to his moral standing and values. It's going.
It definitely is.
Material things, money, that's what takes over. You know, money, a piece of tin, a man-made piece of shit is worth more than people. That's what we're dealing with. And that's why it is worth. That's why human life ain't worth a carrot. You know, people can get nutted, go on the floor, dead, but walked over the top of. People can get set about in the street, across the road, rather than say, oh, you know, these people need a hand, hey mate, what are you doing? You know, walk across the street, let it happen. You know, so this is what we're dealing with today. What's the cause? An iPad, an iPhone? What are we dealing with? So no, I think the values is a load of fucking shit, to be honest. That's my opinion of it. And when I look at that, it knocks me sick. Because I'm a God-fearing man and I do care about people. I could never do that, never. So whoever's responsible and doing what they're doing, tit for tat, and whatever's happening abroad, whatever happening in Russia, Ukraine, I don't care. I do care about it, and I'm not blaming whose side's right and who's wrong. The only thing I do know is when you're messing with innocent people and little children, it's a big, big problem, and it's an evil act. I don't care who you are. Anybody who messes with little kids is an evil job.
Peter Fury, thank you so much for your time. We'll catch up soon. Now that Hughie's back, hopefully we'll catch you soon. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Good to see you. Always good to see you. Glad you're healthy as well and looking well.
Try and look as good as you, Peter.
Oh, that wouldn't be very hard.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Have you ever been stranded on the side of a motorway with a broken down car? Like me, is that something that worries you? That's where motor breakdown insurance comes in. If your vehicle breaks down, a trained professional will be sent out to get you back on the road. Or if this is not possible within the specified time frame, to transport you to your home or to the nearest garage.